Alright, what's up, guys? Let's see if this stream is working. Let's go check X.
Alright, what's up, guys?
Yup. Stream's working. Alright, hope everybody had a great weekend. Not going to spend too much time on here. Just going to go over a few of the charts. There's a lot of charts that I have on watch. I'm just going to cover just a few. But before we get started, send out the link in Discord. If you are here on X watching the live stream, if you could please like and repost the stream, I would greatly appreciate it. It is recorded as always. It'll be saved to my X profile, and also this is live and recorded on YouTube, so it will be saved to my YouTube channel. So the people that could not attend this charting session live, they can watch this later on at their own time. So let's see. Let's go over the earnings calendar, see if there's anything interesting. Monday before the open. I mean, there's a bunch of earnings, but I'm just looking at the ones that I think actually will be the talk of the town. After close on Monday, you have PLTR and you have HIMS. Those are probably the top two that people will be watching. Tuesday before the open, we have Pfizer, we have Caterpillar, we have BP, and a few others, but nothing else crazy. And after the close, the big one will be AMD, SMCI, ANET, Rivian, ALAB, UPST, Lucid, Zeta, Opendoor, Snap. Nice. So Tuesday, I got a lot of earnings. Wednesday earnings before market open: Uber, Shop, Disney, McDonald's, Oscar, Unity, and that looks to be about it. Novavax. After hours: IONQ, APP, Airbnb, Elf, DraftKings, is that Duolingo, Oxy, Lyft, and Dash. Thursday before market open: LLY, Celsius, Datadog, VST, Crocs, Warner Brothers, Peloton, and Hertz. After hours: RKLB, Soundhound, TTT, XYZ, Pins, Twilio, CLSK, Monster, Instacart, and Texas Roadhouse reports their earnings after hours on Thursday. Let's go. Believe it or not, Texas Roadhouse, like their stock, like their chart actually looks pretty good. Cracker Barrel has one too. A CBRL, if you've never traded Cracker Barrel. Friday before market open: Wolf with a U, Fubo, Under Armour, Wendy's. That's about it. So a little bit of earnings this week. Little bit of earnings. All right. So obviously, market had a fun Friday session. So I swung puts from Thursday to Friday, got paid very nicely on the puts. They are for September. So I swung SPY 600 puts and 580s for September 19, 2025. They already ran about 70 to 75%. And I did sell 3/4 of that position literally in one day. So that was fun. So I still have a few left over there. So SPY broke this trend line here on the daily, but now there is a gap to fill above that everybody and their mama is going to be talking about this week. So SPY gets back over 626.34. We'll leave it there. So SPY gets back over. That previous day high does have a gap to fill up to 630.77. So you do have a little of a gap to fill right there. Obviously, there is big support here on SPY from Monday, July 7th, and Wednesday, July 16th. You have the same spot of support right here. So that's another support area everyone's going to be watching. So that kind of makes it a little bit easier. Drop it down to a 15-minute chart. And here we go. So mark this previous day low right here. Got a little level right up here. So 619.30 down to 618. I talked about this on Friday on Spaces with Wolf Financial Imp and the guys over there. That if SPY did lose this previous low over here at 10 a.m. on the back half of the day, if it did lose and close underneath there, see if it can get moved down to 618. Obviously, when SPY came back down to that same low, they ended up buying it back up and SPY pushed back above. So looking for a dip down to 618 on SPY, risk to reward. I'll see if buyers step in, get an intraday long down there, push it back up. But underneath 618, I think can start to move down to 615, 613. And then just take it from there. Above 625 on SPY, look for it to move back up to that 626.3 area and enter into the gap fill up to 630.77. So fairly simple for what I'm watching on SPY. Qs, to the daily, got big support from here down to about right here. I already have this level marked, and then the gap fill to the upside on Qs. Drop it down to a 15 real quick. So very similar to SPY. So that low that's right here underneath 551.50, I move down to 549.50. So give or take, around the 550 psych level there on QQQ. If QQQ breaks back above 559, to be exact, 559 is the high to the penny right there. If it breaks over 559, get that move into the gap fill back up to 564. So very similar setup here for QQQ. Now, completely different story, IWM, which was already kind of leading the way to the downside prior to SPY and Qs if you look at the daily chart. So IWM was already starting the move down, and then this is the day that SPY and Qs finally got the move down. IWM was already having a little bit of relative weakness on the larger time frame during that time last week, so it has a gap to fill here. He's got big support down near 205, and it's going to have big support probably at this 210 psych level area right there. Support here, there's a midpoint, little level of support right there. Drop it down to a 15. So a big support between 212 and 210 on IWM. And then you're going to have big resistance up here near this 218 to the 220 psych level area. But you got this little, it's like 220 point, what, 5, 6. Why is that? Oh, because there's a freaking little thing right there. I was like, why can I not see it? And your big resistance right up here. And obviously, little intraday right here, 216.6 down to this 214 area. So if it can get back above, 217, look for it to get that gap fill from about 217 up to 219. And then 219 to 220 will then be your resistance area. So if I'm long above this 217 area, that'll be my target, and obviously at the area of resistance I'll be looking to trim out, and then vice versa for downside. If it loses 214, come down to previous day low, underneath previous day low around that 212, get the move down to 220, 210, and if I be trimming around that time, and if I'm not short, be looking for buyers to step in right there and potentially catch a good bounce for an intraday long. So that's SPY, QQQ, and IWM. Now, there are a lot of charts I have on watch this week. I have ARKK, I have Costco, I have Walmart, Dollar General, Dollar Tree, Delta, McDonald's, Oracle, XOM, and Oxy. Am I going to sit here and cover all 10 of those names? Absolutely freaking not. It's going to take up too much time. So, just going to go through a few of them. Talk about Costco. Go to Costco, go to a daily chart, and then zoom out, look left, all the way back to April of 2024. Throw a little trend line right there, and this is trend line tap number 3, right? So we have 1 point of contact, 2 points of contact, and then 3 points. And then, coincidentally enough, the area where the trend line lines up at a beautiful kind of SR flip zone spot right here, right? So this is big resistance from back in September 2024. They got flipped to support here, and then what led Costco to go make those all-time highs. So it's retesting there, getting a bounce off of it. If you also draw a trend line from June highs, the July highs, and just put a trend line for those lower highs, it is now breaking above it right here. So it's breaking above the trend line potentially of resistance and holding the trend line area of support. So as long as it continues to hold above this area right here, probably in the mid like 935s, 940s, get a move back up here closer to the mid 980s up to probably 1000 cycle level. So I really do like this this chart here for Costco. Obviously, SPY, QQQ, IWM all selling off on Friday, looking a little bit weaker in that last session. Costco kind of outperforming and moving to the upside. So definitely something to note there. On the covering page to promote all of them. What's up with FMST? What from last week? AMD when you get a chance. So I was looking at AMD. And I got this the weekly. So that's the first thing that I noticed right here was that candlestick on AMD. And if you zoom out, look left from July 2024, it had a really nice move up here to this area in the 180 to 185, and it ended up getting a move back down, obviously. So you could potentially see something similar. Now, what would be freaking hilarious is if it actually does happen, you would get an inverse head and shoulders right there. So that would be fun. Get a little dip down to 130 on AMD, form a weekly inverse head and shoulders, and then rip back to the upside. So definitely something to keep on watch. DLTR, Dollar Tree. So again, another name. Or on Friday, market was going red, selling off a little bit. Dollar General as well is the next one, but Dollar Tree had a nice 1% day right here, just holding this trend line on the daily, putting in higher highs and higher lows. Potential bull flag right here as well. So next area of resistance up here near this 122 area. So gosh dang it, there we go, and then draw that over. So I'm going to be looking to see if this daily kind of bull flag sets up and it gets the nice breakout and continues to make the next higher high and get a move up to 122. Now with Dollar Tree and Dollar General. So let me pinpoint this a little bit better. So had a nice little cup handle breakout right here, SR flip over 97, got the big move to the upside. So there is a gap to fill now to the downside. It did enter into that gap, and then it hit this trend line right here on the daily and got a nice reaction back off of that. So kind of similar to Dollar Tree, and also a little bit similar here to Costco, just based on right here for drawing the trend line from these highs and then getting now a big reaction off this bottom trend line of support and trying to break above this top trend line of resistance. That's the similarity with potentially Costco there, but and then entering back up into a gap fill that starts here up to around 123. So if we're starting to see a little bit of rotation within the market and SPY, QQQ, and then the Mag 7, a lot of these tech names are starting to pull back. You might see some of these names, these individual names over here, start to, push to the upside, kind of outperform a little bit, while the tech names and our more heavier names are pulling back. So, what was that? SPY, QQQ, IWM. Looked at AMD real quick. Costco, Dollar General, Dollar Tree. I think, there's a bunch of other ones. I think that's going to be it. Did you ever put it in there? Cool. Put the pizza in the oven. Freaking starving. Did not have dinner earlier. They're packing up the house today. Let me see these charts over here in the Discord. Okay, I'll cover this one as well. McDonald's, they have earnings this week, but so looking at the chart, so I sent this chart out a long time ago. I say a long time ago. I sent this chart out the end of June, so over a month ago, where it got a weekly green hammer candle right here for potential long, and it did get a nice push back up here to the upside. So there is a gap that it tested and it rejected, and it did not fill the gap on the daily. So holding above this trend line right here, or you'll see this little SR flip spot, right? Not a coincidence where this giant red candle is right coming in right here, overtaking this area, and then all these upper wicks right up here. So the bears were still in control, and they're battling it out kind of right here. So went above it, hit the gap, came back down, closed underneath, and now trying to reclaim. So if it can continue to put in higher lows here on the daily, and then continue to hold above 302 area, see if we can get a move back up here above 305 and then go fill the gap up to 306.8. So just another name to keep on watch. They do have earnings. I guess I could say I would be bullish on McDonald's for earnings because they take a lot of money from me for the amount of Happy Meals that I get for my kids all the time. So might swing some lotto calls on Mickey D's. So those are the main ones. Just wanted to cover some. Financials look good as well. I was looking at a few of them. JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Wells Fargo. They're not looking terrible, but a lot of them. Got a kind of double top here on Wells Fargo. Did it break this trend line right here? Yeah, it was holding trend line right there, broke straight through it, and now it's back at this low right here from July 15th. There's a tiny little gap right here to fill. So holding $77 looks pretty good. Maybe get a bounce off this $77 area where this gap fill is, and get a move maybe back up to 80s. But I mean, JPM has been kind of holding up a lot better than most of the financial names. If you look at this thing on a weekly, even a monthly chart, I mean, this thing is absolutely incredible. So I would say very, very strong weekly chart right here. So yeah, definitely something to keep on watch will be the financials during this time. So, but that's going to be it for me. SPY, QQ, IWM, Costco, Dollar General, Dollar Tree, and McDonald's. That's probably about it. Again, there's a bunch of other names on watch this week outside of those ones. Oxy and XOM, Oracle, Delta, and ARKK. So probably talk about those at some point in time this week. I'll send some charts out as they start to move and set up. So, but that's it for me, guys. Appreciate you. Wow, I just get an alert from my Amex card saying I just got charged. Oh, that took forever to go through. I just got the alert on my phone. So, all right, that's it for me, guys. I'm gonna go inside and freaking get something to eat. I'm starving. Let me close all these things out. So for the premium Discord team, I will see you guys here on the live stream in the premium Discord, ready to freaking crush it. I did not, I freaking forgot. I'll send it out here in the next 30 minutes. We finished the last small account on Friday, so took the first account from 1,000 to 2,000 and then took the account from 2,000 to 4,000. So now we're just going to continue that and double it once again. So now we're going to do 4,000 to 8,000. So I'm going to be starting that tomorrow, phase 3, round 3 of doubling the small account. So same rules apply, just only trading SPY, QQ, and IWM, sizing about $1,000 to $1,200 per trade, and just consistently adding up those gains. So going to be starting the next round of that small account, doubling it from 4,000 to 8,000 starting tomorrow in the premium Discord. So that's always the highlight of the week, is when we start to see that account compounding those gains. And then in the main account, be looking at the larger time frame trades, the ones that we kind of covered here. So see how this week goes. So appreciate you guys. Premium Discord team, I'll see you on the live stream around 9:25 Eastern in the morning. Everyone else, I hope you had a great weekend. Hope you had a great night. And catch everybody tomorrow. I'll be live on Spaces as well. We'll financial throughout the week. So you can catch me over there as a speaker as well. So